Well, that is Scatterpot podcast. Yeah, that was a joke.
Yeah. Gosh, I don't think have I said that on the podcast. Being the editor for these podcasts over almost a year now, it's been funny because I realize little sounds that we repeat. Like, for example, I think you've ended over half the podcast episodes with "I have to make big pee-pee."
Yes, sir.
And then you've also, I noticed, since you've taken over starting the podcast, you always start with a, and it's like that, what's that meme of the TED Talk where they just cut out all the bits where he's talking and just the top parts of him. Just.
I've noticed this actually because the last podcast, for whatever reason, I took notice to you breathing, like when you inhaled, and for the longest time I could not.
You couldn't ignore it. Yeah. No, but it's funny because I one of these days I'm gonna make a compilation of yours in the same way of that TED Talk meme, and just like, and then everyone's just applauding. Yep. I love that meme because he's just like,
and that was my TED Talk.
So how have you been?
We for our listeners, when this podcast comes out, Ken and I will officially be starting school again.
Nothing will change on the podcast. Just we'll have less energy.
Yeah, so they'll basically either expect less quality stories, or
hold on, or at GGC maybe expect greater quality stories.
I am taking a religion and politics class, so
that's gonna. Yeah, I was about to say, I'm like,
that wasn't my first choice.
Some of our best stories that didn't involve poop came from GGC.
It's a interesting place,
full of interesting people. Enroll today.
A lot of people are enrolling there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why people are enrolling. Mainly that it's pretty much like, if you live in this area, it's the closest college by like a couple miles. Actually, by like what's the next closest college? The
one was Georgia Technical.
Oh,
but that's not really...
yeah, technical, but like that's a technical school. That's not. Would the next closest college be UGA?
I don't know how close Georgia Southern is.
Georgia Southern's like 2 hours away.
2 hours away. I'm sure there's community colleges.
Yeah, but like basically, it's the closest school. It's super cheap.
They built in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, but guess what? That middle of the nowhere is where we live.
Yeah, it's off of 124
and 316.
It's 316.
Yeah, off of 316.
I get those mixed up.
Yeah, it's off 316. I don't remember the other road it's on, but yes, we're gonna be heading back to GGC. I mean, I'm not dreading this semester because my semester's gonna be pretty easy this time around.
I'm dreading biology, literally just because of the labs, and not because it's gonna be hard. Because I took principles of chemistry my first semester at GGC, and my professor looked like a crackhead.
Dude, I had a crackhead professor. I've talked about him before.
Like, dude, his skin, and I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but like it looked like a burn victim almost.
Oh, that's kind of.
So like his head, he was bald and all that stuff. I don't know if something happened to him back in the day or something.
I thought you were gonna say in the war.
Back in the war. But yeah, I mean he wore a hoodie. Sometimes he wore a hoodie to our labs. So you would see him come walking up. He had his hood on. He just come walking up. He would unlock the door.
Did he look like he was about to drop like the hottest rap album of 2018?
2018, yeah. Yeah, he was he was vibing, but
I just imagine like the doorman, he just has the hood on.
Have you taken a lab at GGC?
I mean, yes, I've taken I had a physics lab actually that wasn't an official lab. It was the only class I've had an official lab with was my physical science one, which was the fake physics I told you guys about, where you just rounded to 10 for gravity. That one I actually had labs, but in my actual physics class this past semester, we didn't have official lab days, but basically Friday was just lab day. Like I can't remember if the class actually was called Physics 1 with lab, or if it was just Physics 1.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at I'm actually going to have to look at that when I get home, because I don't know what day my lab is, and if it's gonna interfere with.
Dude, I'm having the same issue that I did towards the end of the semester near finals. Like D2L is just not letting me in.
You have to go to the help desk.
Well, I did that before, and I got everything set up so I could use my phone as a proper thing. We tested it a couple times and it worked, but now it's not working again.
This is just saying.
Well, like for example, like if I do the texting one, I use it and it just goes like. It's almost like it's a server loading issue.
Yeah, but it takes, for me at least.
Well, but like
a couple of seconds for it to.
Well, no, we're not talking like a couple seconds. We're talking like, I left it for minutes, and it just doesn't work. And even the phone call one, it doesn't even work. And I'm just like, dude. But I can still get into Banner, which was truly important because I had to make my payments.
I was about to say.
If I couldn't get into Banner, that's a different issue. But thankfully, Banner actually, it's ugly as sin, but it at least works. Fundamentally, it works. Gosh, yeah, no.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Oh my gosh, yesterday I was tired. I worked like a dog yesterday, cleaning up a church from de-Christmasing a church, as we called it.
Dude, that's.
Well, and here's the thing. Well, here's the thing. All right,
down.
so, if you are. If you live in Georgia, not even if you're a Christian and live in Georgia, if you live in Georgia, you knew there was a Passion Conference going on, like, all week, pretty much. It ended yesterday, but, like, dude, oh my gosh, I've never wanted, like, so I follow the same type of people on Instagram and, like, Snapchat. 90% of the posts on Snapchat and Instagram I saw were from the Passion Conference. And it was funny to me that there's so many people I know personally that have no idea who the other ones are, and they're all in there. And I'm just like, and I was trying to see if they were near each other. I was like, oh, well. And yeah, but basically Passion is this huge church down here in Atlanta. Their target demographic for their conferences like this is 18 to 25. And it's funny, my sister's like, this is my last year I could go to a Passion Conference. And I'm like, no, it's not. And she's like, it's 18 to 25. I'm like, they're not going to stop you.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're not going to stop you from going in.
I'm like, if you paid $180, they're not going to stop you just because. It's like, sir, hold on. Sir, there's gray in your beard. Can I see an ID, please? They're carding people at the gate.
Okay, boomer, get out of here.
And they're like, sir. And I'm like, and it's funny. I know people who are older than 25 who just claim to be a... what was basically they brought a group of kids. They claimed to be like a leader. Yeah, that was what it was, a leader. And they got it. And I'm like, dude, I don't know why they do the 18 to 25 thing, because I don't know if anyone's falling for that. Because
18 to 25.
Yeah,
that's just a target audience.
It's no, but like they advertise it. It's not like that's their target audience. They advertise it as 18 to 25.
So they,
so like for this Passion Conference, they didn't explicitly say for this, but for like a couple years back, Passion's like, it's like Passion Conference, and it's like this is like for people 18 to 25, and that's just been the thing. It's just so it's like.
Yeah, that's...
It's just like, dude, they're not going to stop you. They're not like, sir, you have gray hair. Here's your $180 back. Now please leave. This is for non-boomers.
This is for people who aren't boomers. I'm only 26.
All right, boomer, go home.
Go home.
Yeah, but so like so a lot of people were at that conference, including 2 people that were supposed to be helping us de-Christmas everything yesterday. So we had to de-Christmas the entire building.
Fired.
With 2 less people, and I was stuck doing all
That
the heavy
sucked.
lifting. I was stuck doing
Yeah, dude. Well, number one, if you don't show up to something you said you're going to show up...
Well, no. The thing is, they didn't say they were going to show up. Literally, when we discussed this planning, they said, oh, I'm not going to be able to make it because I'm a passion.
Okay.
And so, like, in their defense, they did say it ahead of time. I don't know why our boss just decided, like, hey, let's continue with it. It's like, all right, it's like we were down 2 people, but let's...
Yeah, dude.
Let's
cleaning up Christmas decorations is, especially on a large scale, it's for some reason it's just so infuriating to me. It's like I hate it. I don't know why. I hate it. I don't know why. I hate.
Do you think it's because you feel like you associate your childhood with Christmas, and as you pack up away the Christmas decorations, it reminds you that your childhood is fleeting and we're all coming to an inevitable death?
Okay, psychological analysis came.
Took one semester of one semester of psychology, and another one of sociology.
There you go.
That means I'm a professional.
Clearly.
Give me that communication.
I watched the funniest South Park episode the other day. It was about hippies.
Okay.
And Cartman hates hippies.
I believe it.
And he was like, he talked about them like they were like a rodent, like a species, and they would grow, and they would attract more hippies.
Okay.
So inevitably he gets locked in jail for keeping like 68 people in his basement, and he's like
so close.
Yeah. And he was like, the cop was like, I let them all out. And he's like, you what? And then he's like, what have you done? And he talked about like they have like these drum circles that get 2 hippies per hour, and and then like there was like this concert, and essentially they made fun of hippies because they said, they're like hippies go to college for 1 semester, and they come back, hating hating corporations, and all that, like the whole whole thing with that. And then Stan, Kyle, and Kenny, they joined it, and they're like, when are we gonna start rising against the corporations? And, they're all smoking weed. And
is this in the new season or is
this it's an old season?
Okay,
9.
I was about to say, I'm like, is it Stan's Tegrity Farms weed?
Tegrity Farms. They did almost an entire season. I don't know if you saw that. They did an almost entire season about Tegrity.
Well, no, like that was the thing. The last 2 seasons, I believe, like this one and the one before, had more like serialized plots that like actually connected through each other.
Yeah.
And it was interesting.
It's been pretty good.
Al Gore and the Man Bear Pig.
Yeah, I think they should step away from Marsh. What's his name? Randy Marsh.
That's what it is. Randy Marsh. I couldn't think of Stan's dad's name. It was Randy.
Yeah, I mean he's always been like a funny character, but since now they've done almost a season and a half on him essentially. They've kind of used him up because we've seen him too much.
I know. I definitely get that. Like some characters might be good in limited quantities, but once you get a lot of them,
he's definitely one of those characters.
Yeah. Oh, something that did happen in this past week between us is we mentioned this last week. After the day after we recorded last week, we built you a PC.
Yeah, that's correct.
I'll let you do that because I'm prepping the thing I told you I had to prep, and I'm like 80% done with it.
So, I think we talked about it a few times.
Yeah, well, this has been building up because you've been wanting to build a new PC for a while now.
For a little while, yeah. Just because.
And you were just waiting for the money and you wanted to get a lot of your money out of there by making sure you could pay for college, and then you were gonna.
Yeah.
You were gonna start.
So it's I forget the case name. Corsair 220T.
Wait, hold on. It's the 20. It's the 202T, I think, because I think you said 2010.
I said 2010 a lot for some reason. I don't know why.
I'm like, Huber, what kind of case is this? Because I was trying to Google something because we were having an issue with the case.
2010.
And he goes like, I got the Corsair 2010, and I'm like.
2010.
And I'm like, Huber, I know you're lying, because there's no way they just named a case 2010.
So yeah,
it's a nice looking build.
It has three. The case comes with 3 fans in the front.
3 RGB fans.
3 RGB fans in the front, yes. And then I bought a 120 millimeter exhaust fan in the back, and I've decided
not RGB.
No, and it's not silent either, but I don't care.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't really. You don't hear it with headphones on.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone talks about like how loud a PC can be. Speaking of things that are loud, I don't know what, but like
sounds like the mailman.
No, it sounded like a blender. But
anyway,
so like, it's that noise. That sounds like a blender. But like about like PCs, they're like, oh, the fan's too loud. I'm like, dude, it's not.
I don't care because
as long as it's not like a laptop when it ramps up.
Yeah. Because my the 2 fans you're gonna hear apparently, well, for me at least, is my CPU and the exhaust fan, which I don't hear. Well, the crazy thing is, my GPU, I've only heard my GPU ramp up, or its fans turn on, very seldomly. Very seldomly.
See, something that scares me is, with mine, I have a program that shows me fan speeds for everything. So, like, of course, my case fans are always going, but then my CPU fan and the fans on my cooler and the GPU fans, of course, all have throttling, and depending on how, just so it can be quiet when it doesn't need the load. My CPU fans are almost always running because I'm running an old i5, and it. But I mean, those fans aren't loud at all. They just kind of exist. But my GPU, I'll be like playing a game and I'll be looking over, and it's just like RPM 0, and I'm like, I mean, you gotta kick on. Just for my.
When do you have because they normally turn on when I think factory settings is 60 degrees Celsius when it turns on. Normally.
Well, so I can't remember exactly what the temperature was, but like it was just unnerving to me. I'm like, come on, like just turn on, please. Just do a little spin. And so I'm just like looking at that, and then eventually I would get to a more intense spin. It would just be like, wee, and I'm like, oh.
I was playing. It was a Fortnite Apex, and it was at 49 degrees Celsius. That's so cool.
Hold on. It's very hot.
Well, it's hot, but cool.
But in PC relative terms, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty.
I mean, like, I wouldn't put my hand on something that hot.
You probably burn your hand if it's that hot.
You
probably would. That's so weird because like your body can get a fever like 100 or something, but
it's your skin. Your skin's more sensitive to heat.
Yeah, it's just weird.
So, but yeah, continue on. We 2010 case.
Yeah, so it comes with 3 fans in the front, and then I put exhaust in the back, and then I was talking about I don't think I'm going to put any exhaust on the top because I was looking at it, and if I would have put exhaust at the top, well, okay, I thought about it like this: if I put intakes, that would blow it down.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it would hinder heat to escape. So I was like, okay, maybe not. And if I did exhaust at the top, then it would pull the air coming from my intakes from the front out first because the two fans. So I have the fan at the very top, fan at the bottom, or the fan in the middle.
Yeah.
The fan at top blows air through my CPU as well, and just straight out the back, the exhaust will take it. But if I were to put two fans at the top for exhaust, I feel like it wouldn't take the.
I see your concern, but like, dude, you have to realize that is like a fraction of a degree in temperature.
Yeah, I'm just worried about temperatures because I don't want to. Everything is fine. I mean, I've been monitoring stuff and nothing's been.
Yeah, nothing's been acting out of place.
No, yeah,
everything seems in order.
Did you know that the SSDs are 28 degrees Celsius? Yeah. 860 EVO. Yeah.
Under like full load?
Full load, it's like 30 something. It's very weird.
That's
I didn't know they could get that hot.
Yeah, that's very concerning.
RAM gets hot too.
Well, RAM makes sense for getting hot. Dude, I'm going to murder Zeus.
Oh my gosh!
Like,
can they hear that?
That one is the mailman. Because yeah, I heard his truck rolling up. I am going to murder that dog. And
hey, there's a puppy.
You can use this footage as a motive. All right. So if Zeus ends up dead on the side of a road, convict me and use this footage as evidence. It's a foolproof case. There's, but no. Gosh. All right. So let's just be frank. You and I are not professional PC builders.
No,
we hit some hiccups along the way, so let's kind of go through our hiccups as we went through. It's embarrassing what was the one that took us the longest to figure out.
Yeah, that was my fault, and I admit to that.
Wait, no, not that one. Not our booting issue. When it came to actually assembling the PC. The thing that stumped us the longest.
Oh, the screws?
No, the mounts in the back. For your SSDs.
Oh, I don't even know if that's. I'm assuming that's how it's supposed to. We don't know.
It's the only way.
We don't know how.
Well, okay, so like, Corsair makes great PC stuff. Okay, they do.
Yeah.
Good job, Corsair. But the instruction manual for this case was like, it was like if it's like someone who does not speak a lick of English and didn't even try to write English and just drew pictures and and then was just like, there you go. And you're like,
okay, so the SSD goes on the back where the motherboard is on the.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, the SSDs go. Take off the back panel. There's these two places where they mount on.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like you would snap them in, screw them in, and put them back in and screw another.
Okay,
one.
Hold on, but let me just let me call you guys out for the stupid thing you suggested.
What?
So the way these clip on is that they're these metal brackets with a thumb screw.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of like slot into the back, and then you put down the thumb screw and you screw it in.
Right. Yes.
You were advocating. You and Noah both were advocating for not even screwing the SSD to the bracket and just like force pushing it.
Yes, sir.
And I'm like, and I went, boys, no. And I'm like, we can't do that. That's not how this works. That'd be no bueno. But so the thing is that so I'm like, screw it in, and then we'll mount them back on. So we thought, because this would make the most sense, we screwed it into the holder, because it's like a little, it's like a little U shape, like because like it's the ends that connect to the case, and then there's like a perfectly SSD size crevice in there.
Yes.
So any normal human would screw it into that, and then just put that on. But when you put it on like that, the bracket doesn't meet the end of the case and it won't stay on. The only way we got it to work, and we still don't know if that's how it's supposed to be done, but it worked perfectly, is if you screwed it to the outside of the case, which was
so you screw it to the outside
of the bracket, and
you just do everything else. But when you look at the picture, it looks no different from like what it normally looks like, so that was no help at all.
Yeah, no, the picture legit for it was just how to remove the bracket.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I knew how to remove the bracket, but
thank you.
but I'm like, but where do I attach the SSD? And we figured it out. We couldn't figure out our 6-pin power connector up at the top because the shapes didn't match. The shapes didn't match, but if you just shoved it hard enough, it worked.
If it fits, it fits.
If it fits, it fits. But then after we finally got everything plugged in, we got all the lights to turn on, but we weren't booting.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll let you take this while I bang out a couple more of these over here.
So the issue basically was CPU. So I installed the CPU, but it wasn't set all the way in. So when to install a CPU, if you don't know, you don't have to be delicate with it, but you shouldn't shove it in there. Okay.
No pushy. Then you'll bend pins.
Yes.
Well, actually, you know what they say: bent pins mean improved performance.
That's true.
Because instead of having to go down the one lane, it hops over to the
Yeah.
next lane. So you have double the power in that one lane.
Mm-hmm.
That's just common science, in case anyone. So I
bend all your
this.
pins before.
I was about to say when you open up your brand new CPU,
Ryzen 9 3950 X.
bend all the pins.
Oh man. Anyways, so I didn't set it in properly. So what you're supposed to do with the CPU is you're supposed to. There's a little tiny gold triangle on the CPU and a tiny little triangle on the.
We couldn't find the triangle on the motherboard.
It was hard. You had to like really look for it.
Well, like I feel like it should be. I feel like they should just put a little effort and make it a little more obvious because it was black on black, and you're just like,
is that it?
And you couldn't tell if it was a manufacturing error because some of them just have like creases in them and stuff like that. I'm like, is that a manufacturing error? Or is that supposed to be the triangle I'm lining up this thing with? But we figured that out. Well, yeah, but continue.
So once you're setting it in, you just lift up this little handle hook thing, and then you just put it in, and you're supposed to wiggle it until you feel it kind of like fall.
Yeah.
And then it's supposed to not move from there. So I thought it fell, but it didn't.
Well, it did fall, but it only like fell like part of the way.
Yeah, so basically we that was the last thing we tried, and when I took off the cooler, the CPU came with it, and we were like, whoa.
But this is after like almost an hour of just trying different things. We moved RAMs to different DIMM slots.
Yep.
We checked our power supply connections. At this point, the power supply is just hanging out the back. We have tried everything, and I said, can we please just check the CPU? And we were trying to avoid it because that cooler is the dumbest thing ever.
It's not bad if nothing's in there, but if you have stuff in there and you have to remove
you even
it,
struggled with it when we first put it in.
It was so weird because so it's hooks.
It's just a stock cooler.
Yeah, so you put it in and it's just supposed to hook up. And you're supposed to if I have like smaller fingers, maybe. But man,
maybe if you were just better.
Yes.
No, dude.
Well, normally you're supposed to install it like outside of the.
Well, we did initially.
Yes, we did initially, but
but then someone goofed and we didn't want to take everything out.
Yeah, so we had to. Long story short, we were able to get the CPU off of the cooler, and.
Oh yeah, and your the thermal paste.
Thermal paste, it's fine. Everything's good. I've been monitoring temperatures and everything's fine. I actually watched a video the other day.
You care about temperatures, but you have second used thermal paste on your die. No, gosh.
Golly.
It's Kinsley and she's amusing him. I really wish she wouldn't. She's gonna It's Kinsley. Kinsley just walked in because you can tell because she's doing it with him.
Oh, that's her right there.
Oh my gosh. I need to move out.
Well, we had the basement, and
we had the basement, but then someone had to have a baby. And have a baby with a father that we don't really want to pick. But no.
In the end, it's a good build. I can stream with it. Twitch.tv/attempted I stream.
I'm gonna censor that plug unless you call out the podcast in today's stream.
I will. I will.
Okay,
I'll do
good,
that.
good. But like, wait till you have like a good amount of viewers. It's like, hey, because in Huber, if you don't, guess what? I'm gonna bleep what you just said.
So if I do play RTX Minecraft,
Yeah, you still haven't done that.
so I'm just gonna wait for it to officially come out instead of a mod.
Is it not like running properly or something like that?
Oh, I haven't even tried. I just don't know.
You just try it. Hold on. All right, so I follow Linus Tech Tips on Instagram, and it's probably my favorite Instagram I follow. Oh no 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 no. Thank you. Yeah. But just okay. No. But the Linus Tech Tips Instagram is probably my favorite Instagram I follow, because of course I get to see what video projects they're working on. They do they, as I was telling you earlier, they built a system with 2 terabytes of RAM.
Yeah.
And they're trying to see how many Google Chrome browsers.
Did they release that? I think they did.
They haven't released that one yet. I've been keeping up. I've been excited for that one. And I get to see all their crazy ideas and where they're at. But my favorite things is that they sometimes post these god awful puns that are the greatest thing I've ever seen. And okay, so what it was is all right. It was a picture of Rey from Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And in the top left corner it said RTX off.
Oh no.
The next one down it said RTX on, and all it was just a white border around her.
Yeah.
And the thing is that it's like, and in the comments it was just like, ray tracing. It's genius.
Yes, sir. Ray tracing.
RTX on. RTX on. Ray trace. Dude, oh my gosh, I'm now thinking of those giant monitors that they were selling at Micro Center.
It was a TV sized monitor.
And I'm like, dude, this is the full of
bro. Your GPU would die.
No.
Your 4K.
Okay, so I'm gonna assume it's 4K. I don't think your GPU would die.
It just couldn't handle anything else.
Well, no. I don't even think that would be the issue. I think it would be just ugly. Because think about it, because it same thing goes with TVs. Like a 4K TV looks nice, but only when you're about 10 feet away. If you get up close and personal with a 4K TV, you'll start to notice some of the inaccuracies of live television. And so that's the thing. A lot of people are trying to figure out 4K that you can see closer and closer up. And
that's 8K.
Well, and that's when you eventually hit 8K. It's like, all right, I can get about 3 feet away, 3 feet up to the screen, and I can still, I don't see any visual drop in quality. With a monitor like that, you're gonna see every pixel.
Oh, yeah.
And you would probably need to run 2 graphics cards if you wanted to run it perfectly.
Time out. There we go. It was hitting the table.
Oh, the table was rocking it. Yeah. Oh my god. But no, dude, I'm actually really happy with how your build turned out. It looks really nice.
I like it.
I don't know why that's your response every time we talk about it. Dude, that's a really nice build, and you're like, I like it.
I like it.
And I'm like, that sounds like it could be better.
Theoretically, it could. Do I need to be better? No.
No, you don't, dude.
I get 2080 Ti.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, no. I think my next PC upgrade that's probably coming up is probably gonna be just a new CPU.
Are you gonna stay with Intel because you got an Intel
as I mentioned before, I have no intentions of doing a full PC rebuild.
Oh, so it's gonna have to stick with
So I'm gonna have to stick with Team Blue.
So are you?
I'll probably upgrade to.
There's an i5, I believe. I think. Don't quote me on this. I think it's an i5 9600K.
I think I saw something on that.
It has 6 cores, 6 threads, and its rival was the Ryzen 5 3600, which has 6 cores, 12 threads.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna look to see what's probably like, what's yeah. I'm gonna look at a reasonable upgrade from what I currently have, because that's the one thing is that especially since now I'm running. It's funny, running triple monitors hasn't been hurting my graphics card. It's been hurting my CPU because I have more programs open.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I remember dude, yeah, that's what's been slowing down. Like, I've noticed, like, because when I open, like, I'll have like something open and I'll just look, and it's like my CPU's jumping between like 70% usage to 100% usage, and I'm just like, yeah. So my CPU is probably the next thing that needs to go, and I'm just gonna see what I can reasonably upgrade to. Yeah, but dude, like,
yeah,
oh man. I really liked helping you build your PC because now I feel more confident in building PCs. Like, because, dude, also, I don't know how, but somehow I got elected, like, master of PC building
Plugging
while we were there.
Stuff.
Yeah, well, I got pretty good at plugging in very tiny cables, like when we tried to plug in our front I/O.
Yeah, that was...
Holy crap, that killed me.
That...
Because, yeah, if you've never worked with a PC before, or built one, per se, let's not just say work, you have to plug in your power button and your audio jack and stuff like that, and they all plug into this one hub area.
Very tiny.
They are microscopic, pretty much. Like, the text to find out where you plug in which one is so small you can't even read it.
You have to get the manual out to
help you.
Yeah.
But it is on the board. It's just
yeah.
And you just plug them in, and it's easier to plug them in sort of outside the case before you go in, but we didn't think of that.
We are the big dumb.
Yeah, we were the big dumb, and we also did it like last, so like everything's already in there, and I'm just trying to like and I'm sticking these cables in, and I just started like closing my eyes, and I'm like, I believe. Just,
and then it worked.
And then it worked, and like, gosh, dude, that was a fun experience building that PC. How did you figure out the boot issue? Did you just have to go into the BIOS and change the boot priority?
No, I had to.
Because I remember that you said you got like the boot working, but then you FaceTimed me asking me, like, it's booting from the other drive or whatever.
Yeah, so what I had to do is the Windows on my other drive, it was from a different like BIOS thing. So essentially, it wouldn't run with this motherboard. So it was, I think that was the issue. So what I basically did is I installed Windows on a flash drive, and then I plugged it in and I ran it, and it does its thing, and I chose the other drive I got, and everything loaded on that. So I have to activate Windows. It has that little thing right there, but
activate Windows.
As long as I never I don't think they eventually make you pay for it. I hope not.
No, they don't. You can just keep on, and they activate. The activation thing will be there for all eternity.
That's I'm glad they did that, so they wouldn't like force you to pay for it, if that makes it like if you were building something and you needed Windows to be able to boot into it, they wouldn't force you to drop some amount.
Oh yeah. But dude, it's just so funny to me. I remember when they announced that Windows 10 was going to be free for like the first year or so.
It was until like January, because it came out like before.
I think it was free for a year. Like if you downloaded it and booted it up in a year, it was free.
I did it.
See, I mean, I didn't, but this pre-built PC, they got me, they activated my Windows for me. Yeah, even though but like, oh my gosh, it was, you gotta activate that Windows, baby. What is my phone doing? Is it just a weird angle? Oh gosh, I don't like that look of like utter focus.
It was not recording.
For how long?
I don't know.
Oh, that's fun.
I'll just click now. We'll see what happens.
3, 2, 1. You don't need a clap. I need a clap.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That's the.
Dude, watch it. It was not recording this whole.
I was looking at it. I was like, "Is that button supposed to be round?"
Is the button supposed to be?
Oh no! Okay.
Don't spoil that we use our phones to.
I mean, is that
that
RTX on NVIDIA camera?
Oh my gosh, dude! I'm gonna laugh because it's funny when one of our cameras goes down. I just put up like an error sign, like a technical difficulty sign.
How long does that say we've been on there?
I mean,
Either
we've
way.
been going for about 40 minutes, which should be plenty. Just, like,
40 minutes.
it should be. I should have plenty of time to discuss the big thing that I've had planned. But sadly, like, my alarm didn't wake me up, so I wasn't able to do all the prep work I wanted. So I'm doing the prep work right now, and I'm 33 out of 35 right now. So we need to stall for a little bit longer, and I'll speed run
How about
these.
that airline food?
You know, Hubert, I think you are at your best when it comes to your improv comedy. Just
That's true. But you going back to my Twitch real quick.
okay. Oh.
Just
Going back to my Twitch real quick.
um,
That's the most like conceited thing ever.
just real quick. Everything's going good.
Yeah, you had a pretty good stream the other day.
The other day, that was nice.
What was that in? That was you were playing
Battlefront.
Which
Which here's the issue, dude. It's so rough trying to. I don't care about follows now since I'm already have affiliate. That's fine. I'll get follows as it goes. I don't really care right now.
Mm-hmm.
I need viewership. I want at least 10 viewers per stream. For the ads, for the concurrent viewership to go up, and then the thing is, if you have 10 viewers, typically if you have 10 viewers, and you know if you scroll down on a game, you're gonna be above everybody who has 9 viewers or less.
Yes. Yeah.
So your channel is gonna be clicked on more often, which is what I saw on that good day when we had like 7, 8 viewers.
Oh yeah, people were clicking on it more.
They were
'cause you
clicking. They were
higher
coming in. They were coming in. They were. I think we capped out at 12 viewers at one time.
Yeah, no. See, it's funny when I'm looking for just a random streamer playing a random game, I always do the opposite. I look for the lowest viewership one, and that's mainly
which is good.
Well, here's my stipulation: if I go find the lowest streamer and they actually have a mic and they actually like talk and do like the stuff, you can have a more personal conversation, like, hey, what's going on, like, and stuff like that. But because like that's my one thing I don't like about bigger streamers, that is just like everyone throws things like and you can't have a conversation, not even with the people in the chat. I like those lower number ones, but
if I do get big, quote unquote,
do get big, then I'll start a Scatterpot podcast streaming channel, and we will we'll slowly. And, like, after we do that, we'll, like, low-key message, like, you know what, maybe, Kanan, you should start streaming. And then the three of us, your channel, my channel, and the podcast channel, is going to be the top...
Like 3 of us. I was like, wait a minute.
Are going to be the top 3 Twitch channels, and we're going to own Twitch. And then we're going to
take
a deal from Mixer. We're going to take a deal from Mixer.
Dude, I don't know. See,
dude, I don't think
business-wise, that was smart. Okay,
well,
business-wise.
No. For Ninja... That was smart. I'm not sure if that was smart
Shroud,
for
I don't know.
For Mix, how old Shroud?
In his 30s, I think.
Then
early
it's
30s.
smart for him too, because here's the thing you have to realize: when it comes to gamers, especially pro gamers like Ninja and Shroud, your prime is 20 up until like 26.
Yeah,
and then once you hit past 26. You can still be really good, like both of them are, but you are just slowly dwindling.
You're not gonna be like, for example, Ninja left Mixer or left Twitch, went to Mixer. Now Tfue is the quote unquote king of the Twitch, the whole thing. And he's a younger dude too. So
that's the thing, like, because most esports players, like, you don't see any esports play past 25. And so the thing is that's why a lot of people base their streams on their personalities, so that they can surpass that that professional streamer, well, professional gamer stigma. So like, but think about it. If you're for someone like Shroud or Ninja, you're past your prime in like games, so you're not gonna get invited to many tournaments. Like you're just going based on personality. Someone offers you a crap ton of money.
So they pay you to stream.
Yeah,
you don't have to stream to earn money.
You don't. Yeah, you're no longer streaming and hoping you get money. You
stream and you get money.
Yeah, you stream and you get money.
I don't think it matters about the viewership either. I don't think.
I'm not. I mean, probably it's a contract deal, and so right now it might not matter on viewership, but probably if numbers drop, like the contract will either lower in price later down the line. But like guaranteed money. Like, dude,
just to stream, yeah.
That's a great deal for them. Now, Mixer, I'm not sure if it's really paid off. I don't really think it is. I haven't really seen. I mean, granted, I'm not the best at.
I don't
judging current trends, especially in this world of cancer cells. But yeah.
Yeah, Ninja. Because 2 years ago, I had to say 2 years ago.
So I just finished my the thing, and I'm looking at what they are, and people are not going to like it.
Well, I'll wrap this up, and then we can.
Yeah, we'll. Oh, wait, you had something you wanted to talk about.
There was two things. Let me wrap it. Oh, what was it?
Yeah.
I'll wrap this up. So 2 years ago, Ninja hosted something for like New Year's. If you remember that,
yeah.
He did like the whole,
oh my gosh! No,
I'm not seeing enough movement.
What it was going into 2019, 2018 going, because I remember I saw it and I was like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah, I feel bad for him for that because no one was doing anything.
Well, yeah, it's because all right. So the thing is, Fortnite's immensely popular with children, with people who are like old as 12. And he's having to do like this to a group of drunk adults who just want to see a ball drop so they can kiss their girlfriend or boyfriend, whoever, so they can kiss whoever they're with and go on with their day. So when this dude with red hair, ugly red hair, too.
I don't know what color he had at the time.
It was red.
Was it red?
It was red. It was like
I don't remember.
It was like the cherry red.
He switched to someone. Anyway,
and then he was just like, "Come on, everyone!" He's just flossing, and the whole crowd of people just like.
There was one person doing it, which is the funniest part about it. And so he came up with a meme on Twitter a couple days ago, and he was in his house, and he was on his stairs, and he was flossing. He was like, "Come on, guys, I don't see enough movement." And it pans. He has like his wife there, I think maybe a couple of his friends, and there's one dude, flossing with him, and then his wife is just like annoyed. And then he pans back to him and he goes, F! Because I'm sure he gets a lot of hate, and I understand why. And there's his personality. Well, if he rages, he doesn't take criticism well either.
No, oh, no.
So I think people rip on him too much, but I think him not being able to take stuff is a combination of being ripped on, like, because he plays Fortnite
but here's
forever.
Here's the thing, that, like, I was a huge fan of Ninja pre-Fortnite because he was a professional Halo player.
Yes.
And he was awesome. He was really good at it, and I was like, dude, this guy's legit. And then Fortnite came out. He was like, his career went up due to he was on the TV show The Masked Singer.
Yep.
I only knew that because my family watches it, and like, I'll walk through and I'll like. And I always try to guess the clue packages, and it's always funny because
Ninja.
Well, no, it's funny because the celebrities I know are mainly big actors of modern day, and most everyone on the show are usually like 40 something. And so like my family's trying to guess it. They give you like clue packages, and I went by and like I was looking at it, and they have this one character. I was like, they're a streamer, and I'm like, it has to be Ninja. And the thing is my family was like, what? And I'm like, it has to be Ninja. And it's like, why? I'm like, there's only one streamer on the planet that would have enough clout to make it on this show.
On the show, yeah.
And then there was and he did Old Town Road as one of his songs.
Yeah.
And I wanted him. I was pretty confident it was him, and when he did that, I'm like, that's Ninja, and I'm like, and I want him dead, just because he did it Old Town. Like, I mean, it may have been more timely when he recorded it, but when that episode went live, it was just like, it was at the point when everyone was like, hey. Oh, all right.
Anyways,
Let's move on to the big.
Kane will be revealing his top 15?
Top 10 best
greatest
movies of 2019
and worst.
Let's start with the worst.
I think that'd be good. Are you going to go from 1 to 10 or 10 to 1?
I'm going to go like 10 to 1 like a human.
Top
number
10.
One.
Number 1.
Just like... Oh, wait, no. My favorite... Dude, I want to do this so badly for a class. The presentation of like top 10 people I've slept with. Thank you for watching. Thank you. All right, so this is gonna let's start off with one that no one has heard of. Number 10 is a movie called Wallflower. It's about a guy who apparently it happened for real. It was a story of a guy in Seattle who shot a bunch of people who were ravers. The movie was boring. It made no sense, and they wanted you to care about these. Well, so they start off with the shooting. The movie begins with him killing everyone, and then it flashes back to the night before, and what happened to him. And he has a thing for like, it seems like he seems like he gets caught in the jailbait sometimes. If you catch my drift.
Is this about the shooting in Florida?
No, this was in Seattle. Was
this based on a real event?
Yeah, it was based on a real event.
I think I heard about this.
It happened like early 2010s sort of deal.
Yeah, I think I heard about this.
But it just didn't make sense, and like you're supposed to care about any of these characters. I didn't. They were all boring. The movie. The only good thing about the movie is the movie was really short. So
Number 9.
I'll do
okay,
yeah. Countdown.
Yeah.
The horror.
The Watch Mojo.
Yeah.
Number 9. How do you do it?
It's like
Number 9.
Well, they don't do it like that. They actually just go like I think it's just like
sitting at number 9. Blah blah blah. I don't know. Anyways, I'll just
do the 9th place on it. They switch it up how they do it each time. But Countdown, the horror movie that didn't need to exist. It had an interesting concept. It was just stupid. If you haven't heard of Countdown, it's basically an app that you download. And it tells you when you're gonna die, and these people try to avoid their death, and it's boring and stupid, and it makes no sense. The ending on how they beat the demon does not make sense in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
Moving on.
Number 7.
Nope. We're at 8.
Number 8.
you have one job.
Number 8.
X-Men Dark Phoenix.
X-Men Dark Phoenix.
No, I'll do the title. X-Men Dark Phoenix is a dumpster fire. On all fronts. This movie
feels bad, man.
It's horrible. It's interesting in the first bit, and it's kind of interesting at the end bit, but the movie's boring. I forgot half the things that happened in that movie. I forgot that movie came out this year until I saw it in that notebook over there that I wrote down. I was flipping through them. I'm like, oh, this movie happened, and it just existed. Next.
Number 8. 7?
Yeah.
7. Okay, we're at 7 right now. Okay, good.
47 Meters Down, Uncaged.
That's the sequel, right?
That's the sequel. The
first one was...
The first one, it's not a good movie, but I didn't hate it.
That's when they went scuba diving. Or in the shark cage.
Well, they went in a shark cage, but then the cage got dropped. In the sequel to the hit movie 47 Meters Down, which isn't a good movie. I just actually I didn't hate it. In this movie, it's two girls who are stepsisters.
Step bro.
Oh my god, step bro. No, but it's It's two stepsisters. One of the stepsisters is kind of nerdy and she doesn't fit in with the cool kids. And the other one's super popular. And their dad explores caves, and they decided, let's go explore the caves. And the nerdy one's like, maybe we shouldn't. And then they go into these cave systems underwater, and there are blind sharks.
Blind sharks?
They were sharks that were locked down in these caves for years. It's like in a temple, and these sharks are just trying to kill them.
So they're not in a cage.
It's uncaged, bro. 47 meters down, uncaged. Do you not? And also, I'm kind of disappointed. I was really hoping. Also, 47 meters down. They never specify how deep they are, but it's not 47 meters. Like, because before 47 meters down was because that's how far down they fell, and that's how far underwater they were. In this one, it's a sequel. This movie could have been called like Ancient Ruins Shark Bait or something like that, and nothing would. This has no connection to the other one, not a single one. They just did it so people would go see it out of morbid curiosity because the other one wasn't horrible, and that's what I did. And this one's horrible, and it's, oh my gosh. There's a moment where they like, this is my least favorite trope in all movies, especially in sort of semi-horror movies, when the characters have a clear moat or method of escaping, but then someone gets greedy and ruins it for the rest of them.
Yeah, it's a fairly common one.
It's a fairly common trope, and I hate it. It's such a lame trope. Like, for example, they had this pulley that was an electric motor, and they'd go up this rope, and they would have been free. But because this one big boy thickums girl decided she wanted to go while this other girl was going, even though they were all perfectly safe where they were, they decided they would both do it, and then the hook broke free, and it just falls down, and then the shark appears and kills some people. Yeah, that movie. I'd say this is actually, no. One more, and then we hit the threshold of movies that I just hate. No, like these movies. All right, next.
Number 6.
The new Hellboy movie. Also forgot this movie came out this year. Didn't remember it until I looked at that list again. This movie, it's plain and simple. It's just boring, and like the CGI is not great. It's just boring. It's not funny. It just happened. Like the movie just went on, and I was just like nothing interested me in that movie. Plain and simple, don't like it. Now this, I would say, is the threshold. All these movies I've named, I at least semi-liked bits of them. We're now crossing the threshold where these next 5 movies I hate to their core.
Avengers Endgame.
Number 5, Joker. This thing is garbage. No.
Oh.
My worst... yeah, alright.
Number 5, Burger King Foot.
So I actually told you about this one because it was one of the I watched this movie last night. Polaroid. It's a movie for the entire world who never heard of this movie.
for literally
everyone.
The other 6,999,000.
Yeah. Polaroid is a movie where this girl this shy girl who's not very popular, but has friends who are popular, works in an antique shop, and she finds a camera. This camera, whoever she takes a picture of, dies.
Where have you heard that before?
And whatever you do to the picture happens to the person, which doesn't make sense because half the time I'm just thinking the picture's getting crumpled in the pocket because everyone holds these pictures like in their pockets, and I'm just imagining the person's body who's in the picture like Jesus.
I have a terrible back pain.
I'm just uncomfortable. But like, oh my gosh, the movie, the characters are idiots. And then like spoilers for the movie Polaroid. Spoilers. Do you want to know how this camera is haunted?
Someone died with it while taking a picture.
So there was a man who did inappropriate things with his daughter.
Nice.
I know. Great villain. He was doing inappropriate things with his daughter, and her friends, his daughter's friends he was taking pictures of his daughter, and his daughter's friends stole the pictures and tried to show it to the police. to stop him. But this guy ends up going on a murder spree and killing them all.
Mm-hmm.
Killing all except one. One of them lived.
Mm-hmm.
And he avenged himself that he would eventually kill them all. And then he's holding the camera and a knife and falls into a tub of water. And then a lamp falls into the water and electrocutes him.
How's the camera still working?
Spirit energy.
Yeah.
It was so dumb. I'm like, dude, just tell me he's haunting the camera. Don't give me this like
Backstory.
crap. Don't give me this crap like he fell in a tub holding the camera while electricity soared through. I'm like, that's the most. Oh my gosh, the movie's just bad. It doesn't work. It's so bad. And they show you the monster. Oh yeah, they beat the monster by taking its picture and burning the picture. So it dies, and I'm like, that seems like a crucial flaw in this demon's in this creature's weaknesses. And it's like, what's your weakness? My own camera. Just
My own camera.
Like, yeah, all right. Next.
Number 4.
Jexy.
Never heard of it.
This one actually was, when this movie was coming out, there was a lot of trailers for it. Basically, the premise is this guy's phone has a Siri on it that's like rogue, but it's called Jexy instead of Siri.
Oh,
which,
yeah, told me about it.
Which is weird, because they have Siri. They mention Siri in this. And, like, it's just... This phone, it's stupid. He has sex with the phone.
Nice.
By just unplugging and plugging her back into the charger. Yeah, it's...
Imagine filming that.
And then, like, the movie has all these montages with happy music and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, we just got out of a montage. Like, I think I remember I counted, and it was 9 music montages in this hour-and-a-half movie. I'm like, dude, every couple seconds, like, he's like at the bottom of his barrel, but then he talks to this girl, and then they're like, and they're playing kickball or something like that, and I'm like, I just want this movie to end my suffering. Moving on.
Top 3. Number 3.
Black Christmas.
That's racist.
It's about girls, so it's sexist. Why is the movie called Black Christmas? I don't know. It's probably... The name Black Christmas probably makes more sense if you watch the original one or the remake of the original. Not this one, though. Oh, this movie is female... It's female empowerment to the full, for a full, like, 100 minutes. It's boring. It's stupid. It makes no sense. You want every character to die, but sadly they all don't. I can't say much more. I've actually already vented on how much I hate this movie on the podcast. So moving on.
Top 2.
Just go
Number 2.
This is also a movie I'm pretty sure no one saw. Replicas. It's a movie starring the man, the myth, the legend, Keanu Reeves.
Oof.
Feels bad. He is a scientist trying to learn how to transfer life into a synthetic body. And his wife and kids die in a car accident. And so he brings them back from the dead. And then hijinks ensue. No, the government's trying to get after him and kill his family. Like, and this is the part. This movie's just stupid. It doesn't work. It makes no sense.
How dare you disrespect
Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves does not do a good performance, I'm going to be honest, in this movie.
No.
I know. Believe it or not, it's not good. And also, this movie has the roughest CGI of the year. I'm giving it that trophy. That's actually... There's one movie that I think has slightly worse CGI, but it's only in there for half a second. There's one, but I actually like that movie a lot. But this movie has the worst. There's this synthetic robot at the beginning of the movie and the end of the movie, and every time it moves, you swear you're like.
Like Overlord? Is it like Overlord bad?
Same render quality. Just more dynamic motions, which is semi worse, honestly.
Yeah, that's worse.
Dude, I'll show you a clip from it after we finish recording, and it is laughably bad. And you like, oh my gosh, it's just I couldn't. And when it happened at the end, this robot like goes and it gets in a fight scene, and I'm like,
It's like stuttering on the screen.
Well, and I'm sitting there and I'm just like having an aneurysm in my
like,
chair. Just like. All right.
Number one,
the worst movie of 2019 to me. No surprise. Cats.
Oh man, the hate for cats.
Oh my gosh.
It's a great movie. You should
I've
take
never
people to go see
wanted
it.
to claw out my own eyes more than when I was watching Cats. Cats is a disgrace.
It's a great movie.
Boring. Watch Cats and then tell me that. Like, even a cat person, I think you'd hate this movie.
I probably will never watch it.
You should watch it, Huber. It's the best.
It's the greatest movie ever. It's about human cats that look like more human than cat.
Oh my gosh, it is just bad. Also, I should have done this earlier, but honorable mentions.
I was going to say honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions for movies that didn't make the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Lion King was pretty close to making this list. It was number 11. I really didn't like the new Lion King. Ugly Dolls was number 12. None of them are honorable mentions. They're all crap movies.
Bad mentions.
What do they say? Watch Mojo says dishonorable mentions. All right. So now the best movies. This is de facto the best
top 10 best movies.
This is
of
objective. The best 10 movies. And once we get to before I
objective.
Before I list off number 1, I'll do some honorable mentions because actually there are some movies that I really like that didn't make the list here. All right, number 10. Oh yeah, I forgot.
I do an honorable mentions first.
No. We'll do honorable mentions before we get to number 1.
Oh, number 10.
People aren't gonna like this.
Endgame.
Joker.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're just a hater.
No, I actually really like Joker. It made my top 10. It's just, I like, so as I've mentioned before, I did the same thing for my top 10 animes. I used a round robin bracket where it puts every movie against the other movies, and some movies tie. Like for example, spots 10, 9, is actually 8 through 10 tied each other on wins and losses.
Do you just put them up there?
But the thing is that it sorts them in order based on who beat who. So I like Joker a lot. I really, really, really do. It's just the third time I watched Joker, the more I realized how little I was getting out of it. Like, because here's the thing: everyone was digging into it. Like, is it real or is it not real? The movie's pretty straightforward. Like, there's not much to it, and it's pretty easy to piece together. The only real question you leave the movie is the whole movie real or is the whole movie fake? Because the rest of it's pretty cut and dry that way. And, like, it was on my third watch that I realized, like, the movie does not, like, it just, at least to me, it didn't offer anything new upon new viewings. The second time I watched it, I was like, oh, but the third time I was just like, and yeah. All right.
Number 9.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This movie is by Quentin Tarantino. It stars Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. It's a fantastic movie about two best friends who are just trying to survive Hollywood together, and both of them are struggling because Brad Pitt is accused of being violent and no one wants to work with him, and then Leonardo DiCaprio is just an actor trying to make his big break. It's a really funny. It's also, the movie's actually hilarious. There's a scene towards the end. Well, the whole last 20 minutes of this movie is hilarious. The movie sets up these jokes, and you think they're not going to pay off at all. It's just like they just like set up these little gags and stuff, and you're like, okay. And then the last 20 minutes, they just unload full barrel, and it is hilarious. Because if you don't know, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood takes place around the time of the Sharon Tate murders. When the Manson murders, in particular Sharon Tate. So Manson's in this movie for like a scene and a half, and it's funny because his posse that end up wanting to go kill Sharon Tate, they rewrite history a bit here. They were on their way to go to Sharon Tate's house, but then Leonardo DiCaprio comes out drunk in like a bathrobe, and he's pissed because they're making a lot of loud noise. He just yells at them, and so then they try to kill him instead. And it's really funny how the last 20 minutes proceed, and it's really funny. I recommend you want it. If you're not a huge movie buff, it can be a little bit of a slog, but it's a fun movie. It's a good one.
Number 8.
Ready or Not. That's the movie of the family who do murderous hide and seek, and it's honestly, I had very low expectations for the movie going in. It surprised me, and I think because it surprised me, that's why it's this high up on the list. Because like if a movie surprises me, I'm like, oh,
I see.
Ready or Not's a fantastic movie. I recommend anyone watches it. It's funny, it's bloody, it's nuts. And also again, the last 5 minutes of this movie are low-key hilarious. The way the movie ends, you know what, I might just spoil it because it's been long enough. The movie came out in August. So in Ready or Not, it's about this family, the Ledomas family. They believe that on the night of a wedding, once a new person enters the family, that person has to play a game. And if they don't play a game, LaBelle, who's like their demon benefactor sort of deal, basically their like great-great-great-grandfather made a deal with this guy who's a demon, and that's how the family got rich. So they have to do this, or LaBelle will kill the family. And so we're coming towards the end, and she just has to survive till sunrise, and then the family loses. And there's this whole thing going on during the movie where the family, since it's been years since someone has failed this tradition, they don't know if it's real or not. And so half the family members are like, it's a lie. This is all crap. We're murderers. There's no demon that we serve. And so like, it's actually very interesting. And at the very end, she pulls back the curtains and the sun's up. And the whole Ladamas family is just like, oh God. And look around like nothing's happening. And then it's like, and then one of them's like, it was all a lie. Everything was a lie. And then this old woman who looks like Ursula goes, the girl still must die, grabs an axe and explodes. She literally explodes blood.
Oh my gosh.
Everywhere. And you're like, oh my God. And so the family's like freaking out, like, what? And then the song that played at the beginning when Grace, the girl, was hiding, starts playing, and the family's just trying to run as they all just pop like balloons, and then they just all explode. And it's actually low-key hilarious. It's just boom, boom.
Right.
And then her husband does not explode, but her husband also backstabbed her earlier in the movie. And so she goes like, I want a divorce, and she throws off the wedding ring, and then he explodes. And then she walks outside, smokes a cigarette, and the cops come asking what happened, and she goes, in-laws. And the music starts playing, and the movie rolls to credits.
And scene.
And I'm like, oh, this movie is actually amazing. All right,
Number 6. 6. 7.
Count!
Thought you were at 6.
Avengers Endgame. We've had a whole podcast on Avengers Endgame. Yeah. It's really good. I was a little torn where to put it on the list because it's kind of cheating because it's technically the end of like more movies, but you know, it landed at number 7.
If you want to hear more, go check out the other Scatterpot podcast episodes that talk about this.
Yeah.
Satan.
All right.
Number 6.
Uncut Gems starring Adam Sandler. It's actually the movie's gotten a lot of hate recently. A lot of people are hating on this movie. And I don't know why. I need to read some of the reviews on why people hate this movie so much. It's actually very good. It's very fast paced. It's about Adam Sandler, who's a jeweler in the Diamond District, and he keeps on just making. He owes a lot of people money, but he keeps on making bets, trying to get more money. He's never satisfied with the amount of money he has. Like, for example, at one point in the movie, he has enough money to pay off his debt entirely to a guy.
Yeah.
But instead of doing that, he makes a bet on a game, on a Celtics basketball game, just to get more money. Like, he keeps on gambling, and he keeps on, like, for example, oh my gosh, Kevin Garnett's in this movie as Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Garnett as Kevin Garnett, starring Kevin Garnett.
And there's this one point where Kevin Garnett wants this rock, this really precious jewel, and he says, let me just hold it for a weekend. And Kevin Garnett goes, I'll just give me this. And he's like, and he takes his Celtics ring. And what he does is he goes to a pawn shop, sells off the Celtics ring for cash, and tells them just to hold it, and he'll bring back the cash and get the ring back. And he takes that money and makes a bet, and then he loses that money. So, like, he just keeps on getting himself in trouble, and he's trying to get more money, and he keeps screwing himself over, screwing other people over. It's fascinating. It's actually a really good movie.
5.
Come on, announcer.
Number 5. We're in the top 5 now.
Yeah, we're in the top 5. Top 5 objectively best movies of the year. Ford v Ferrari. Again, this movie surprised me. Enough said.
Another surprise for Ken's.
And also, I saw an Italian do this during the movie.
saw an Italian go with
the finger waving, and I'm like, there we go, number 5, right there. That's
there you go.
That's number 5.
Number 4.
A Marriage Story.
Number 3.
I know.
A Marriage Story.
Marriage Story stars Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver, so it's Black Widow and Kylo Ren.
That's awesome.
They are a married couple.
Oh, is that when he goes,
do not compare me to my father?
No. The scene where he's like, wait, no, he said, I just had sex and I'm about to eat nachos.
Yes.
This is the greatest moment of my life.
Yes.
The mean comparison with that and Ray's like, Ben, don't do it. He goes, just had nachos. Oh no, I just had sex. No, I had sex. I'm about to have nachos. This is the greatest moment of my life.
It's a fantastic. It's actually.
That's
it's a funny movie. It's really enjoyable, and it's interesting. So the movie's about them getting a divorce. The whole movie's about them getting a divorce.
Ray and Ben.
No, Black Widow and Ben.
Oh.
Yeah, and they have a kid, and they're trying to make this thing smooth, but like they both want different things. They both love each other, but they both want what they want from this divorce. They hire lawyers that say things that the other one doesn't mean, and the lawyers are doing things that the other ones didn't want to do. And it's just these people just trying to divorce peacefully while their lawyers around them are just making everything like super greedy. And it's like, hey, your husband just got this like grant money so he can do more plays. Let's ask for like half the grant money and stuff like that. And she's like, I don't want the grant money. He's like, yeah, but you can get that extra money. And just like that's the whole movie, and it's actually really interesting.
Some timer should give me a second. Number 3,
Knives Out. Knives Out, I've already talked about a bit on this podcast, but I absolutely love that movie.
This is the way.
I also Knives Out came out on AFTA recently, and first thing I did is I pulled it up and I looked for one monologue from the movie, and I called it the donut monologue.
Okay.
So the detective played by Daniel Craig, he has a southern accent.
Yeah.
And there's a scene where he's in a car and he goes like, this case has a hole in the center. A donut. Fast forward to the end when he's trying to make all the big reveals of everything that goes on. This is the donut monologue. I transcribed it. All right. I spoke in the car about a hole at the center of this donut, and what you and Holland did that fateful night seems at first glance to fill that hole perfectly. A donut hole in a donut's hole. But we must look a little closer, and when we do, we see that the donut hole has a hole in its center. It is not a donut hole, but a smaller donut with its own hole, and our donut isn't whole at all.
And that was a line from the movie.
Rian Johnson is a genius at writing.
It's a donut hole, but it's not a donut hole. It's a donut with a hole inside of a donut hole. It's not a donut hole. It's a donut's hole.
Knives Out is hilarious. It's great. Rian Johnson did a fantastic job on writing and directing this movie. I'd recommend watching it. That donut monologue, it was funny. After I saw the movie the first time, I tried to like remember what it was when I saw it the second time, and I just couldn't. So as soon as it came out and after, I just transcribed it real quick. So now I have a file on my computer. It's just
donut hole.
It's called the donut monologue. All right, moving on.
Number 2, right?
Yep. Jojo Rabbit. Taika Waititi plays Hitler. That's all you need to know.
All right. There you go.
It's genius. It's funny. It's heartfelt. It's actually, there's one really depressing shot that really surprised me. It's interesting. It's a really good movie. See Jojo Rabbit.
And finally, wait.
Honorable mentions. Honorable mentions. I'll do numbers 11 and 12. Number 12, The Farewell. It's a movie about a girl who was born in China. Her family moves to America. And while they were in America, her grandmother got terminally ill.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't want to tell the grandmother that she's sick, because apparently it's Chinese culture to not tell the elderly that they're dying. You just let them die in peace.
Mm-hmm.
So what they do, but the whole family wants to see the grandmother before they die, so they come up with a fake wedding for like her cousin or something like that. And so everyone's back in China for the wedding, when in reality everyone's saying goodbye to the grandmother. And it's a very touching story. It's very sweet. And yeah, it's just a touching little story.
Number 11.
Number 11, The Art of Self-Defense. Oh my gosh. This movie, I'm calling it now. This is a future Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh no.
This movie, but it's not as stupid as Napoleon Dynamite. Like, Napoleon Dynamite, you love it because it's stupid.
Mm-hmm.
In this movie, or in Art of Self-Defense, Jesse Eisenberg plays the wimpiest wimp of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets basically he gets mugged. And so to help learn self-defense, he starts taking karate courses, a karate class, like an adult karate class, and it is hilarious. The final fight of the movie literally had me laughing for 5 minutes.
Okay.
It's a fantastic movie. If you have a chance to if you find it anywhere, watch it. It's amazing. It's fantastic. I wish it could have squeaked into my top 10, but it just barely missed it. My favorite line from the whole movie is, "He was a dachshund, you son of a..." And I'm not going to give context to that line, but that line's really funny in context.
Okay.
And then finally, number 1. A movie that no one has seen, but it is fantastic, and I hope you guys...
This is the number 1 objectively.
Objectively the best movie of the year.
2019.
Parasite.
I heard of that movie.
Parasite is sadly it's a Korean film, so you would have to watch it subtitled.
Oh, that's right. That's about the movie. Like, all seems well. It's silly, dark humor, and then everything. Yeah, I've heard.
The thing is that the twist of this movie, the way I explained it to people, and this is technically a spoiler, but technically also not a spoiler. This movie is like a Korean Joker, but it's a better Joker in my mind.
Ooh, that's gonna stir some controversy.
I know. Well, because like the thing is that Joker's all about what society does to people.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Parasite's about too, and how like different people in different places. Because the movie follows this family who's like below the poverty line, and like they're poor, they can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then how their son gets a job for this really rich family, and the differences between the super rich and the super poor. Like, there's actually this one really... This is the art critic in me. This is like not the art critic, the film critic in me. There's this really interesting scene where it starts storming. It's pouring down rain. And the rich family sees it as a beautiful night, and they're all sitting on their couch, and they look out into their backyard and just see this beautiful like rain, and they think it's all nice and sweet, and they're like, oh, nice. It looks nice. It's just like, oh, it's nice and chill. Then the poor family, they legit live like lower, and like if the rich family's up here, they live like legit down lower.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, at their house is flooding due to this beautiful rain that the other family is loving so much.
Mm-hmm.
And they're cleaning up crap water spilling everywhere, but then like one of them doesn't even want to clean it. They're just chilling on the toilet, just trying to wait it out. Like it's interesting. It's a very interesting movie if you're fine reading subtitles. So if you're an anime watcher, watch Parasite. It's really good. It's a really good movie. It's my favorite of the year for sure, and it's really good. Yeah, that. And what's your fun fact of the week, Huber, after all that?
I don't have one.
You need to have one.
I guess we could talk about I don't know. I'm trying to think. I didn't come up with one.
You have a fun fact about donuts?
I don't think I'm trying to think. Is this
You had like 20 minutes while I was going through the top 10 best and worst. Whew.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of one.
You can't just say I don't know.
Well, I can come up with something, but you can't say it's not interesting and then go on.
Go on.
Let's see. You could we could talk about how George Lucas is coming back to Star Wars. We could talk about.
Well, we're talking about fun facts right now. This is George Lucas coming back. Yeah, we should have talked about that. Maybe we'll touch on that next week.
Yeah, we can talk about that next week. Fun fact.
Okay. I'll give you a pass for a fun fact if you can tell me what my new calendar is going to be.
Wasn't I supposed to come up with that?
Yeah.
See, I'm still deciding because you said you gave me rules.
Well, I gave you. No,
you gave me
limitations.
limitations.
No. I gave you rule. I gave you one rule. Basically, so the thing is that I'm a calendar guy. Like, I'm the kind of guy that still has a calendar hanging up on his wall. And I just finished 2019 was the year of Zelda, and I had a Zelda calendar. And I've been trying to think of a good calendar. And I'm like, you know what, Huber, you can pick my next calendar. There's only one rule. Nothing pornographic. And so yeah, Huber, if you can tell me what my new calendar is going to be, because I'm tired of, I don't want to take it off because I don't want to look at the empty space, but I'm tired of looking at a full month when it's just beginning. If you can tell me what my new calendar is going to be, I'll give you a pass.
I think I'm going to have to go with, because you've already done Zelda and you don't want to do Zelda again.
I mean, you can say whatever you want.
Let's just say.
Let me see if I can find it. So yeah, all right.
A Clannad calendar.
Dude, I've already looked this up. There isn't one.
Oh.
I would love that personally. Oh. Yeah, the only Clannad calendar they have, actually they don't have a Clannad calendar at all. When you look up Clannad calendar on Amazon, it's calendars and then posters for Clannad. It's just
you get the calendars, get the posters, and
just tape them over each month.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
If not Clannad, then we'll do a JoJo calendar.
I'm scared that exists.
I hope it does.
Oh, when you look up I need to specify JoJo anime because what it
the other JoJo. Yeah.
JoJo Star. Wait, what's her name?
I don't even know.
JoJo Siwa. What the flip is this girl?
She was on like some Disney show and then just disappeared, as all Disney characters do.
Does JoJo have a wall calendar? Because I need a wall. I see a bunch of the stand calendars, but they're all in Japanese, which would be useless to me. I just kicked that. I didn't mean to. All right, this looks like a wall calendar, but it is $40. So
there you go.
No.
How about Gravity Falls calendar?
Huber doesn't realize I just really couldn't think of anything, so I passed it off to him. They don't have a Gravity Falls calendar. Now you know what my life's like. You that was a good idea. That was a really good idea, but
I'm just looking around now.
Looking at the room trying to see which pops I have. Oh, I got a Captain America with a proper Captain America with Mjolnir, and he has lightning all around him. Not that Chinese
knockoff
from whatever episode that was. That Chinese knockoff is still just chilling on that shelf over there. The box was destroyed.
It was destroyed, dude.
Like, I'm like, this can't be a Funko Pop. It's not the right shape. And then we're like, oh my gosh, it is
It's Chinese.
Yeah, no. But what should my next calendar be, Huber?
Overwatch
calendar.
I'm sure there's Overwatch.
There definitely is. I'm like 90% confident in that. Oh gosh, there's 3 of them. Let's see. Let's look at this one. Let's look at a majority of what the months are, and then we'll figure it out from there. All right. This one, it looks like. All right, that one's not bad. What does the other one look like? This is the part of the podcast where Kanan just stares at calendars for a bit.
Yes.
Oh, they're the same calendar.
Just different colors or something.
Well, no, they're like legit just the same calendar. They're just one's 12 by 12, one's 12. Wait, what? One's 12 by. Isn't that 12 by 12?
Yes.
Nani? No. All right, listen. One's 12 by 12.
Mm-hmm.
The other one's 12 by 24 open. Isn't that 12 by 12 still?
I guess.
Because if you have a 12 by 12 inch calendar, you flip it open, doesn't it become 12 by 24?
Yes.
So they're the exact same calendar, but they're like...
It's open.
But one of them's Amazon's choice. So I'm gonna go with that one. Also, it's just like $1 cheaper. Buy it now. Place my order. It's scary how easy it is to do an Amazon order.
Oh yeah, it's pretty easy.
All right.
On the phone, you just swipe, and it's done.
Dude,
there's no confirmation.
I know there's no confirmation. Like, dude, I legit clicked buy now, and it's just like, are you sure? And I'm like, okay. And then it's like, it's been ordered.
It's on its way. It's at your door.
Yeah. All right. That's been the Scatterpot podcast. This has been episode 44, right?
Yes.
This was a longer. I think this actually surpasses.
I'm pretty sure this surpasses our last one.
Well, the last longest one, which was
an hour and 30 minutes.
Well, who knows when I chop it up. Yeah, but no, you can find us on YouTube at The Scatterpot Podcast, and then you can find us where all podcasts are at Scatterpot Podcast. And then our Instagram at Scatterpot_podcast. We did not post to Instagram last week, and I bet.
No. I want to... This probably sounds great for the audience. I hope it does.
Why don't you leave us out? I want to hear how this sounds.
Thanks for watching. Woo!